The story is titled, My Girlfriend Posted a Video Pranking Me by Destroying My Gaming PC for Likes. She captioned it, Boys and Their Toys, Grow Up. She didn't know I used that PC for work and lost a 10K contract. I sued her for damages and evicted her. Her followers aren't laughing now. Right now, as I'm typing this on a crappy $300 laptop from Walmart, I keep glancing at the empty spot on my desk where my entire life used to sit. Sounds dramatic, I know, but that tower wasn't just my gaming PC. It was my job, my escape, my one dumb, expensive thing I actually cared about. I'm Ryan, 30, male. I do freelance 3D design and web dev from my apartment in Dallas. 90% of my income runs through that machine. Or ran. Multiple monitors, calibrated color profile, custom rig I built myself over 3 years, upgrading parts when I could afford it. It was like my brain had a physical extension made of RGB and tempered glass. My now ex-girlfriend, Jenna, 27, female, thought it was cute. That's what she called it when we first started dating. You and your little spaceship, she'd laugh, running her nails over the case. Back then, it felt playful. She'd sit on my lap while I debugged code, steal my headset and make dumb noises into Discord, wave hello when my clients popped on Zoom. It felt like we were building something together. Jenna's whole world is her phone. She's a content creator, which is a fancy way of saying she points a camera at anything that moves and asks, would this get views? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, she's on all of it. At first it was harmless. Makeup reviews, outfit hauls, little vlogs about dating a gamer boy. I didn't mind being in them sometimes. It was goofy, and honestly, she looked happy. But the longer we were together, the more everything became performance. If something happened, the first thing she reached for wasn't my hand, it was her phone. We couldn't just have a fight, it had to be a story time. We couldn't just fix a flat tire, it became my man saves the day. Arguments didn't end with resolutions, they ended with her followers voting in polls about who was right. There were red flags I swallowed. The time she fake cried on camera about how unsupported she felt because I skipped one of her live streams to finish a project. The time she accidentally filmed my client call in the background for B-roll. The time she told me, half joking, if you ever break up with me, I'm absolutely farming you for content. I laughed then. I'm not laughing now. The night everything blew up started totally normal, which somehow makes it worse. I'd just landed a huge contract with a small marketing agency, 10K for a full 3D product demo and interactive webpage. For me, that was months of breathing room. I told Jenna it was big, that I needed the next 2 weeks to basically live at my desk. She did the fake supportive smile. Of course, babe, grind time, she said, already filming her iced coffee for a day in the life vlog. The thing is, Jenna had recently quit her part-time job to go all in on content. Rent is in my name. All the bills auto-draft from my account. I wasn't mad about supporting us for a bit, but it meant that PC wasn't optional. If it dies, my income dies. I told her that, point blank. Then maybe don't spend half the night playing Elden Ring, she snapped. It's hard to take your work seriously when it looks exactly like you gaming. That stung, because yeah, sometimes I did game to decompress. But I pulled crazy hours. She saw my calendars, my invoices. It felt like she chose not to believe it because boyfriend glued to a screen fit better with her content. A couple days before everything, she showed me a trend. Girlfriends pranking their boyfriends by hiding consoles, faking deleting saves, even smashing controllers. She was giggling, scrolling through comments like, he deserved it for ignoring you, queen. I remember saying very clearly, if you ever did anything like that to my PC, we'd be done. That thing is my livelihood. She rolled her eyes. Relax, it's just jokes. The day it happened, I was exhausted. I'd been up damn near all night rendering. Around noon, I ran out to grab energy drinks and a new external drive. I was gone maybe 30 minutes. As soon as I opened the apartment door, I heard her voice echoing from the bedroom office, that fake bubbly influencer tone she uses. Okay guys, he's at the store, so we're gonna teach him a lesson. My stomach dropped. I rounded the corner and saw it. My PC on the floor, side glass already shattered, Jenna standing over it with my old ring light pole like a bat. Her phone was propped on my monitor recording. She was grinning. Boys and their toys, she laughed, and brought the pole down again. I actually screamed. I don't remember exactly what I said, just this animal noise tearing out of me as I lunged forward and grabbed the pole mid-swing. She jerked back like I'd hit her. Whoa, chill, it's a prank. Ryan, it's a prank. Oh my God, you're freaking me out. The front panel was caved in. One of the fans was literally hanging by a wire. Glass, plastic, and little metal screws all over the carpet like confetti. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely pick the tower up. It's fine, right? She said, camera still recording. You can fix it. Don't be mad. The comments are gonna love this. A few hours later, my non-serious toy wouldn't even power on. My deadline passed, and I watched a 10K contract vanish in a 4-sentence email. Update 1. Did not think this would blow up the way it did. I posted the original while sitting on the floor next to my dead PC, basically dissociating. Woke up after a few hours of crappy sleep to hundreds of comments all saying the same thing. Lawyer up, document everything, stop letting her call it a prank. Some of you asked if she actually posted the video. Yeah, she did. After I got the email canceling the contract, I just shut down. I was staring at the screen, rereading, "We've decided to go with someone else," on a loop. Jenna knocked on the office door and poked her head in like nothing was wrong. Are you still mad? She asked. Because I actually think the video turned out really funny. I remember my brain kind of short-circuiting. What do you mean, turned out? You posted it? She got this defensive look. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to waste it. Do you know how hard it is to grow an audience right now? I opened TikTok on my phone, and there it was on her page. My life imploding, set to some trending audio. She'd cut out the part where I screamed. The caption, "Boys and their toys grow up." The top comment was, "LMAO, he'll be fine. It's just a computer." Another, "Queen behavior, he'll finally pay attention to you." A few people were pushing back, but most were laughing. My hands were shaking again. "Take it down," I said. "Right now." She hugged her phone to her chest. "No, it's performing really well. This could be the video that finally gets me brand deals. You're being so dramatic." I walked over and reached for the phone. She yanked it away, stumbled back into my desk, and knocked over my second monitor. It hit the floor and the screen spiderwebbed. She started screaming like I'd attacked her. Full on, from the diaphragm screaming. "You're insane. You're abusing me over a prank." She grabbed the broken monitor and hurled it at the wall. Plastic shattered. A chunk of it took a gouge out of the drywall. I backed up with my hands up, because all I could think was, if the neighbors call the cops, they're going to see a crying woman and a guy shaking and a wrecked room, and I'm screwed. Later, when she locked herself in the bathroom to go live and explain, I screenshotted everything, the video, the caption, the comments, her DMs, where she wrote, "It's not that deep, you'll get another job." And yeah, I called a lawyer. The lawyer I called was a recommendation from a client, Mark, 41, male. I showed up to his office with my dead hard drive in my backpack like I was bringing a body to the morgue. He listened while I laid it all out. The contract, the smashed PC, the video, the caption, the live meltdown. I showed him screenshots of Jenna's DMs where she literally wrote, "I don't care, it's good content," after I told her I'd lost the job. Mark leaned back, steepled his fingers, and said, "Okay, this isn't a prank. This is destruction of property and intentional interference with your business. You have receipts, timestamps, proof of damages. You absolutely can sue." Hearing him say it out loud made something in my chest unclench, and something else snap into place. He suggested we start with a formal demand. Cost of the PC setup, projected income from the lost contract, and whatever additional damages a judge might think fit. When I told him rent was in my name and Jenna wasn't on the lease, he raised an eyebrow. "So she's effectively a guest," he said. "You're not obligated to house someone who's sabotaging your ability to pay your own bills." I went home with a folder of papers and a weird calm I hadn't felt in days. It lasted exactly 5 seconds past opening the apartment door. Jenna was on the couch, ring light on, phone in her face. I could hear her from the hallway. "So, story time about how my gamer boyfriend snapped and grabbed me over a prank." My blood ran cold. She was on live, telling thousands of people I'd lunged at her, that I threw things, that I screamed in her face for breaking a toy. The comments were flying by, little hearts, laughing emojis, people calling me a psycho. She saw me and turned the camera toward me like I was some zoo animal. "Oh, look, he's home," she said. "Babe, everyone wants to know if you're still big mad." I stared at that ring of LED lights and just shut off the part of me that still hoped she'd get it. "Jenna," I said, voice flat, "you're getting a letter from my lawyer this week. I'm suing you for the damage and the lost contract, and you're moving out by the end of the month." She froze for half a second, then laughed, too high-pitched. "You're not serious. You can't kick me out. Where would I go?" "What would my followers think?" "The lease is in my name," I said. I checked. Something in her snapped. She killed the live mid-sentence and launched herself off the couch. "You're actually insane!" she screamed, grabbing the nearest thing. My framed photo of me and my dad from the day we built my first PC. She stared at it, then smashed it against the coffee table. Glass exploded everywhere. My dad's face tore right down the middle. That hurt more than the PC. I looked at the torn photo at her shaking and vibrating with rage and thought, okay, no more warnings, no more talking. You want everything to be content? Fine. I'll give you a storyline you can't control. That night, after she finally passed out surrounded by ring lights and empty seltzer cans, I filmed my own video. Calm, quiet, no trending audio. Just me, the wrecked PC on the floor behind me, and every ugly truth she thought I was too weak to say out loud. I didn't script the video. I just propped my phone up on a stack of books, sat cross-legged on the floor next to the wreckage, and hit record. I walked people through everything. The contract email, the timestamps, the texts where I told Jenna I needed the PC for work, the clip of her trend video I'd screen recorded before she could delete it. I zoomed in on that caption, "Boys and their toys grow up," with my dead tower in the background like a corpse. I didn't yell. I didn't call her names. I just said, "This isn't a prank. This is my income. This is my rent, my food, my savings." She knew that. Then I sent it to Mark, to my mom, and to a couple of friends. On a petty impulse, I also uploaded it to TikTok and stitched it to her original video. I set the caption to, "My toy was how I paid our bills." I went to sleep expecting maybe a few pity likes. I woke up to my phone buzzing non-stop. I blinked at the screen. 200K views. Thousands of comments. People had started stitching me, duetting my video with their own horror stories, pausing on Jenna's face, on the shattered glass. Her original prank video was still up, but now the comments were different. "Wait, is this the girl from the response video? You cost him $10,000? This isn't quirky girlfriend content, this is sabotage." Someone had tagged a couple of brands she'd been begging to notice her. Another had written, "Any sponsor who works with someone who destroys their partner's work equipment is getting boycotted, LeMayo." Jenna was still asleep, face buried in a pillow, ring light knocked over. I watched her phone light up on the nightstand with notifications too. For a second, I almost felt sorry for her. Then I looked at the torn photo of my dad on the coffee table, glass still in the frame, his smile ripped right down the middle. That feeling died. Around noon, she finally woke up, grabbed her phone, and immediately went pale. "What the hell?" she whispered, scrolling. "What did you do?" "I told the truth," I said. She went from stunned to feral in 2 seconds. "You posted about me?" she shrieked. "You're ruining my life. You're making me look crazy." She lunged at me, nails out, trying to grab my phone. I stepped back and she clipped my shoulder instead, sending my new cheap laptop sliding off the table. It hit the floor with a sick crack. She started knocking stuff over, my keyboard, my speakers, the little shelf of Funko Pops she always made fun of. Plastic heads rolled under the couch. "Delete it!" she screamed, voice going hoarse. "Right now, or I swear to God You'll what?" I asked, shaking but done. "Break more of my things? Go live and cry about it?" Her eyes were wild. She grabbed her own phone and immediately started a live, tears already pouring. "Guys, my boyfriend is literally suing me and trying to evict me over a prank," she sobbed. "He's posting lies." But the chat wasn't doing what she expected. Comments flooded in. "We saw his video. You smashed his work PC? Girl, that's not a prank." Someone typed, "Show the contract you made him lose." She stared at the screen, reading, and her face crumpled. Right on cue, there was a knock at the door. It was the process server with Mark's demand letter, and the written notice giving her 30 days to get out. Update 2. Okay, so a lot has happened since the dude with the envelope showed up at my door on Jenna's live. First off, yes, that was the actual process server. And yes, you can hear him say my full name on her stream when he asks me to sign. A bunch of you found the clip and kept tagging me like, bro, this is cinema. I'm not gonna lie, seeing it edited with dramatic music was weirdly healing. The letter spelled everything out. Itemized estimate of the PC setup, proof of the 10K contract, screenshots of her video and DMs, the whole thing. The notice to vacate was attached. 30 days, no negotiation. Jenna read the first page, looked up at the guy, and started bawling. Not like quiet tears, full shrieking, shaking, hyperventilating sobs right in this dude's face. She kept yelling, "He can't do this, I'm his girlfriend," like that was some kind of legal force field. He just shrugged and said, "Ma'am, I just deliver the papers." After he left, she turned the camera back on and tried to spin it. "Guys, he's seriously trying to make me homeless. I don't even have a job because I quit to support his dreams, blah blah." But the chat wasn't buying it anymore. People were spamming, "Get a job then?" And "Girl, you destroyed his work." A few of you asked if I'm safe because she seems unstable. That's fair. The answer is, sort of. She's cycling between sobbing apologies and nuclear rage. One minute it's, "Please don't do this, I'll fix it, I'll get a real job." And the next it's, "I made you interesting, no one would even care about you without me." She's already tried the love bomb, "Let's just delete both videos and forget this" tactic. I said no. She threw a scented candle at the wall so hard the wax splattered like a crime scene. Physically, she hasn't hit me again, but she's been slamming doors, stomping around at 3 a.m., blasting music while I'm trying to limp through work on this cheap laptop. I've started locking the office door when I'm not in there because I honestly don't trust her not to break more stuff out of spite. On the plus side, one of the agency's senior guys saw my video and reached out. They confirmed they can't re-offer the contract, they've already moved on, but he sent me a list of referrals and offered to write a statement about the destroyed equipment for court. So that's huge. And, this part feels like karma. 2 brands Jenna had tagged in a million thirst posts? They both commented on my video, not hers. One of them DM'd me about possibly sponsoring a rebuild stream if I'm up for it. Some of you said the best revenge would be letting her own choices wreck her image. Don't worry. That's exactly what's about to happen when she realizes moving out doesn't just mean taking her ring light. It means leaving behind the audience she thought she owned. The 30 days dragged and blurred at the same time. Living with someone who hates you and needs you in the same breath is like sleeping next to a lit stove. You feel the heat even when it's off. Jenna would spend whole days doom-scrolling my stitches, then swing into damage control mode. She started posting these shaky apology videos where she never actually said, "I'm sorry," just, "I didn't realize it was that serious," and "We both made mistakes." Her follower count started dropping. Brands quietly untagged her. One even commented, "We do not condone destruction of work equipment." She deleted that video within minutes, but screenshots live forever. Meanwhile, Mark kept everything moving. He had me photograph the damage, the smashed tower, the cracked monitor, the gouged drywall, even the splatter of candle wax she'd hurled at the wall. "Judges like visuals," he said. "Let her own actions tell the story." I also talked to my neighbor Caleb, 29, male, after he knocked on my door one night. "Dude, is everything okay?" he asked. "We heard a lot of screaming. She was in the hallway crying on live about being trapped with a psycho." I just handed him one of the printed screenshots of her caption. He whistled low. "Yeah, if you need a witness about the noise and stuff, I got you." The rebuild stream idea turned into something real fast. One of the PC brands that had commented offered parts if I'd showcase them. The agency guy said he'd pop in the chat and vouch for the contract. I set the date for the last Saturday of Jenna's notice. Symbolic. She walks out while I rebuild the life she tried to smash. When I told her the plan, she lost it. "You're turning this into content?" she screamed. "That's my thing. You're stealing my thing." "It's my computer," I said. "My audience. My story." She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. Then she grabbed her phone and stormed out. 20 minutes later, there was a pounding at the door. I opened it to Jenna and her mom, Lisa, 49, female, already mid-rant. How dare you threaten my daughter with court? Lisa snapped, jabbing a finger at my chest. She said you're abusing her, making up lies online. I didn't argue. I just walked to the TV, cast my Stitch video, and hit play. Then I pulled up Jenna's original. Her laughing as she smashed the tower, the boys and their toys grow up caption front and center. Lisa went quiet, her face drained. Jenna, tell me you didn't. It was a trend, Jenna shrieked. He's being dramatic, Mom. You don't get it. Everyone pranks their... And the contract? I said. I handed Lisa the printed email from the agency. She read it, hands shaking. For a second, I saw it. Someone actually seeing me, seeing what this cost. Lisa turned and smacked Jenna's phone out of her hand. It hit the tile and the screen spiderwebbed. You ruined this boy's job for views? She hissed. Pack your things, now. Jenna's eyes filled with pure hatred when she looked at me. Not at her mom, at me. That night, someone keyed the side of my car so deep it scraped metal. 3 letters, jagged and furious, carved into the paint. Liar. I sent the photos to Mark. He texted back, Good. Document everything. Let her write your case for you. I looked at the dates circled on my calendar, the rebuild stream, her move-out day, and felt that weird calm again. If she wanted an audience, she was about to get one. Move-out day felt like a season finale. The apartment was half empty, her clothes in trash bags by the door, my office cleaned except for the gutted PC case on the floor. I'd left it there on purpose, a reminder, a prop. At noon, I went live. Hey, I told chat, trying not to look as nervous as I felt. Today, we're rebuilding what someone tried to destroy. Cheesy, but they ate it up. The sponsor logo was in the corner. The agency guy popped in with a donation and a message like, to better clients and better girlfriends. Chat spamming W's, little grave emojis for the old tower. I set the camera so you could see everything. New parts laid out like surgical tools, the broken shell of my old PC in the background, and on the wall taped together with fresh corners, a reframed copy of that photo of me and my dad. New frame, same torn line down the middle, visible but held together. About 40 minutes in, right as I was seating the CPU, the front door slammed. Jenna and Lisa barreled in, arms full of bags. Jenna clocked the ring light, the chat on my monitor, the donations rolling in, and I swear I saw it hit her that this is what influence actually looks like when it's built on something real. You're streaming this? She shrieked. You're using me for clout. Chat exploded. Oh, she's there. NPC has entered the arena. Mod screenshot, everything. I muted my mic but didn't end the stream. If she wanted an audience, here it was. Grab your bags, Lisa said tightly. She'd clearly seen enough online since last time. We're not doing this again. Jenna ignored her. She marched right up to my desk and tried to shove the case off. Turn it off, Ryan, she hissed. If you cared about me at all, you'd... I just pointed at the monitor. I had a little video queued up, looping on the second screen for chat. Her prank video, my stitched response, screenshots of her DMs saying, it's not that deep, the keyed car, everything, one after another. No narration, just receipts. She watched herself laughing while she swung the pole at my tower, watched the grow-up caption underneath, watched the comments calling her out. Behind us, thousands of people watched her watching herself, her face cracked. You're evil, she whispered, then snapped. She grabbed for the power strip under the desk, yanking the cord. She lost her balance, tripped on one of her own trash bags and went down hard, knocking over her ring light. It shattered, bulb popping, plastic skidding into the hallway. Lisa gasped. Caleb, who'd been hovering in his doorway, stepped in. That's enough, he said. You've trashed his place enough. Jenna started that high-pitched wail again, but this time it sounded empty. No live, no chat hugging her ego. Just 3 people staring at her, and 1,000 more watching the aftermath on a slightly laggy stream. I unplugged my mic for a second, called the non-emergency police line, and calmly reported ongoing harassment and property damage from someone I'd legally evicted. When 2 officers showed up 20 minutes later, she tried to spin, but they'd already seen the videos. Someone in dispatch recognized us. Ma'am, you've been served and given notice, one officer said. If we have to come back, you're leaving in handcuffs. Finish packing and go. She left. Crying, cursing, dragging her busted suitcase and a broken ring light down the hallway like some twisted parade float. The door clicked shut and the apartment went quiet in a way it hadn't in months. I sat back down, took a breath, and unmuted. Sorry about that, I told chat. Where were we? Oh, right, power supply. They went insane. A month later, in small claims court, Judge Anderson, 58, female, went through everything and awarded me the full cost of the destroyed setup plus a chunk of the lost contract. Not all of it, but enough to breathe. Enough to feel like the universe had, briefly, looked up from its phone. I rebuilt the PC nicer than before. The new case sits on my desk, RGB humming, and right above it, that torn photo in its new frame. A reminder of what got broken and what I put back together anyway. Sometimes Jenna's old videos still pop up on my FYP, tagged with yikes and this aged poorly. Last I heard, she's back at Lisa's, working a retail job, accounts mostly dead. I don't block her. I don't need to. My revenge isn't her suffering. It's that she has to live knowing the moment she tried to turn my life into a joke was the moment everyone finally saw who she really was, and the moment I finally decided I deserved better than being someone's content.